Jack Black, new Jack Black comedy stars. The story is he's a guy growing up in a Mexican monastery who serves food to the kids. It's only manky food because they don't have any money. There comes along a beautiful sister called Sister Encarnacion, and he wants to impress her with his holiness and his skills and all the rest of it, but he also wants to make some money, and the way he wants to make some money is by becoming a wrestler. So the thing about it is, right, the setup is fairly straightforward. It's Jack Black in tight stretchy pants, as he says, with a funny accent, falling over in a wrestling ring whilst attempting to woo a nun, okay? And it's directed by Jared Hess, who's best known for Napoleon Dynamite, who has this very kind of deadpan, almost dead, actually, style. Put the camera there and just let the stuff go on. You couldn't say that the thing was directed with zip, zang, boom style. It's a very, very deadpan style, which I don't think necessarily works entirely in its favour in this case. However, Jack Black is funny. I mean, he's just a very, very funny guy. Like, some of our greatest comedians, he's very physical. I know he's a large guy, but he knows how to walk. He knows how to fall over. He knows how to move his face. He's got this incredibly mobile face and his rubbery lips and his rubbery eyes and the rest of it. There are at least 2 moments in this in which he bursts into song, which reminds you of how funny he was in School of Rock, in which I thought was actually that's his uber text role. That's the thing in which he really, does what he's best at doing. And he does more of it in this, only this time he does it in stretchy pants and in lycra and with, slightly more fart gags and falling over onto a thin guy. So basically what you've got a fat guy and a thin guy, you've got some religion, you've got some nuns, and you've got some guacamole and some nacho chips, and they're all thrown together in this very sort of haphazard fashion. And on my, laughometer, which is that if you laugh 4 or 5 times in a comedy, then it's successful. I easily laughed 4 or 5 times. I couldn't say that it's a brilliantly directed, fantastically well put together piece of comedy, because it isn't. But Jack Black is consistently funny.
The trailer put me off. It's in the trailer.
I haven't seen the trailer. What's in the trailer?
Well, it shows him getting flicked up in the air by a bull.
Right, which isn't that funny.
And it shows the hot pants thing we just had the audio from.
Yeah.
And that's about it, really. But it kind of just looks like it looks like it's so offbeat that it wouldn't be funny.
No, it's not massively offbeat. It's just basically a vehicle for Jack Black to do the stuff that he does. I mean, he is a very funny guy. And I think that what's happened in the whether it's in the cutting of the movie, because actually some little bits of it look like they've been filmed not just out of sequence, but it looks like some bits have been reshot. It's every minute that the camera is on Jack Black, it's funny. Every minute that it's not on him, it isn't. So actually, through the whole movie, the camera just looks at Jack Black and says, okay, do all the funny stuff, do the wacky thing with the eyebrows, do the wacky thing with the mouth, do the wacky thing when you fall over, do the bit when you're pulling up the stretchy pants, do the walking with your stomach held in and then letting it go. And there are some very good bits. There's one bit when he goes off into the desert to discover his soul, and there's a great gag which I'm not going to give away. I was about to give it away, but I'm not going to give it away so that when you go and see it, you will find it funny. But believe me, as a completely inoffensive, and I totally inoffensive, laugh along with it, it's perfectly fine. It's not a comedy masterpiece by any, and it's not up there with School of Rock, which is in a whole different league of filmmaking. But he's a funny guy, and it gives him the chance to do what he does best.